Game week 31 finished on an absolute banger. Palmer, hat-trick. Foden, hat-trick. Salah, 1 point. Yeah, 1 point. But we can't dwell on it too long because game week 32 deadline is around the corner. So in this video, I'm going to give you my team, my transfer thoughts, but more importantly, and trust me, you need to stick around for this, is the top 3 captains for game week 32. I've got the data, and yet it's near impossible to split them. It's one of the best captaincies we've had this season, and I love it. Now, before we get into it, do me a favor, drop a like, subscribe, and share the video. Now you've done that, let's do this. Let's have a look at how my team is set up currently for game week 32. Dubravka in goal currently, but guess what? I haven't got a choice. Look at my sub goalkeeper Areola, red flagged. Looks like he might not be fit for this game week. So guess what? Newcastle man it is. He's got Fulham away. I would like to think there's a potential for clean sheet, but the way Newcastle are defending at the moment, no chance. Pedro Porro lines up. It's the first defender I'm playing in a 3-4-3. I've not been convinced by him at all. Quite expensive, 0 clean sheets, no attacking returns. I mean, I watched the game last week. He was against West Ham. I think he had a couple of shooting chances, but if I'm honest with you, he would have been long gone if I had the luxury of that transfer. Beside him is Gabriel. He's the only defender in my team that actually you can watch the game and think Arsenal might keep a clean sheet. Now they've got Brighton. Brighton played well against Liverpool. They drew in game week 31. Arsenal are a different beast defensively, honestly. So I'm happy to have him. In fact, it's reaching a level now where even if he keeps a clean sheet, I'm not sure how much gains I'll make because loads I've got him and Saliba or White. They've doubled up because Arsenal are that good defensively. I think it's 5 clean sheets in the last 7 games. So you can see why. Next up is 8 Nori. Now, this was a blessing. I transferred him last week. There was at one stage I was going to wait and do him just before 34. But his fixtures are so good. Plus, my defense was decimated with injuries. You could see Lascelles on my 3rd bench. Plus, I had Doughty, who was injured as well. He was flagged. So I got rid of Doughty last week and I bought in 8 Nori, and I'm really, really happy. The fixtures are good. He got a goal. It's a shame it wasn't a clean sheet. But he's super attacking in his formation, so I'm really happy with him. Ticks the boxes. That's the end of the defense. Let's go into the midfield. It's Son. Now, I kept him over getting Saka. So I thought to myself, you know what, I'm taking a big gamble here. Saka's got an easy fixture with Luton. I'm taking a big gamble, but I just think to myself, Son is so explosive. I couldn't bring myself to bring him out. Well, he only returned a 2-pointer, but I got very fortunate because Saka didn't even play. So there's a bit of luck there. Used up some FPL jam juice. You need it at times, okay? Beside him, I've gone Odegaard, who I was really happy with. He's the player. I want him and Saka, to be honest. So maybe depends how I do my moves. Son will more than likely become Saka before game week 34. But Odegaard is just an elite player. I'm so happy for him to get a return. I was expecting more. We take it, yeah? We take it. We need something. So that was pretty good. Beside him is the most unbelievable one. Mohamed Salah versus Sheffield United at Anfield. A midweek game in under the lights. It's just like the stars align for Salah to score 3 or 4 goals and 2 assists. Well, you got 1 point. He got taken off on the 59th minute. I had a feeling he wouldn't play the whole game because even this season we played Sheffield United. It was a midweek game and Liverpool had a early kick-off on Saturday against Crystal Palace, and he took Salah off on the 66th minute and he brought on Nunes. But in this occasion, Salah was not happy. We saw him when he walked off. You could tell he was really upset. But clearly, Klopp wasn't happy with his performance. But also, they need to think about, he's just come back from injury, plus Manchester United on Sunday. So it makes sense. It doesn't make sense for us FPL managers, but football-wise, it makes sense. Last up in midfield is Cole Palmer. Now, what can I say about this boy that I haven't said in my previous videos? Breakout season, unreal. I saw his interview just a minute ago before I started filming, and I didn't know he was a Manchester United fan. Interesting. But yeah, got a hat-trick against his boyhood team, let's just say that. And 20-pointer, took the bonuses. You cannot ask for more. If you didn't own him and you didn't own Foden this week, it's pain. If you own both of them, you've completed the game. Simple as that. So that was my midfield. Okay, 2 returned, 2 didn't. The 2 expensive premiums didn't return. It goes to show you, it's not always about the price, huh? Strikers, Haaland, my most expensive player, one of my most formidable FPL assets, and he doesn't play a minute. In fact, I had the vice captaincy on him. It tells you how confident I was, and he returned nothing. He didn't even come on for a minute. So unfortunately for me, I jammed Zebriani coming on from the bench, who got a 7-pointer. So I'll take that. I'm really happy about that. Could have been worse. I could have Lascelles or someone else could have came on. So, but I'm not happy about that. Haaland, this game week's got Crystal Palace away. I'd like to think he comes back into the squad. I mean, some say that City played better without him. Not sure what you think. Let me know in the comments. Roy Keane called him a League Two player after that last performance versus Arsenal. But anyway, beside him, I had Darwin Núñez, another super frustrating striker. Fortunately, he returned this game week. A bit fortunate. He closed the goalkeeper down, keeper trying to boot it out, hit him and went in, but fair play to him for putting that pressure on. No bonus, and he couldn't add to that. It's a big shame. It was an opportunity, especially when Salah came off and he stayed on the pitch. You thought, oh, he could get another goal here and potentially get the free bonus, but nah, nothing at all. And last but not least is Dominic Solanke. And I'll tell you something, if it wasn't for planning and looking forward like for the double game week 34, I think I would have transferred him out. I've seen other forwards returning at a superior ratio. He's been frustrating me a bit, but I will say this, for game week 32, look at his fixture. Luton away, you'd like to think surely we get a return from him. So that's the starting 11 currently. I could tweak it because I've got, this is not much choice I've got, but basically Zebriani on the bench. This legend returned again with a 7-pointer. I got lucky. He auto subbed into my team for Haaland, who didn't play a minute. Should I start him over any of the defenders I've got now? That's one of the considerations I've got. Also, transfers. I've got one free transfer. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. So that tells me at the moment, I'm thinking to roll and then see how this game week pans out with injuries and potentials of other players getting into form or something just popping up to helping me make that move. One thing I do know, my transfers will always be focused on the immediate fixtures, but double game week 34. I need them to be a doubler. So it could be a Wolves, a Palace. It looks like I've got another spot for Arsenal, so Saka eventually needs to come in. Another spot for a Liverpool player, whether it's Diaz or McAllister, who's been flying recently, or say Van Dijk. Bradley was a bit unfortunate this game week with an own goal. So yeah, I'm keeping my options open. You've seen the bench. I've got 2 red flag players. I'm not happy about that, but I cannot afford to fix those. I need to focus on my starting 11 and attacking the double game week 34. So that's where I'm at the moment with regards to game week 32, how I'm set up. Now, this is the hard bit. Let's have a look at the captaincy. Oof. I'm going to run through everything, but hear me out. I've got Salah as number 1. It's so tight, but let me tell you why I think he's number 1. Let's go through the obvious things first. So Liverpool, second best attacking team in the league, 70 goals. We know that. That's one of the reasons we pick our attacker from there. 16 goals this season, considering he's been injured and he was on international break. A ridiculous return ratio. 23% of Liverpool's goals come from him. Add the 9 returns, it buffs that ratio up. The last 5 returns, obviously a 1-pointer, which was grim against Sheffield United. But after that, he's got a 7, a 1, 11 and 16. So it's 3 returns from 5, 2 double digits. The consistency is nice. 7.3. It was 7.6 he's averaging per game, but he's averaging 7.3. Went down after the Sheffield United game, which is still first in the midfielders. The fixtures. So Manchester United up next. Some like it, some don't like it. As you saw tonight against Chelsea, they're terrible defensively. They're honestly unreal. Look at the matchups, the last 3 matchups. So it was the 4-3 loss against United in the FA Cup, which was quite painful. The 0-0 draw. I mean, Ten Hag done well to nullify the Klopp's attacking team. 7-0 win for Liverpool. So you can see if Liverpool turn up correctly, this Manchester United team, honestly, they give up chances. Don't be fooled by those last 2 results. This United team, they were more Liverpool not finishing their dinner. If you saw Roy Keane's post-match interview, he said that Liverpool should have won that game comfortably, and he was right. But this is football. If you don't take your chances, so that result doesn't bode well. But in reality, the chances will be there for Salah. Manchester United have conceded 44 goals this season, which is the 4th best in the Premier League. So they're not horrendous defensively. United have the 10th best home record in the Premier League. Now, they've played 14, won 8, drawn 1, and lost 5, conceding 20 in that process. A minute ago, I just told you about them being the 4th best defense in the league with regards to conceding goals. But if you look at XG and it tells you how much chances and good quality chances they give up to opponents, they're the 14th best in the Premier League. So it tells you they free up chances. Salah has 13 goals, 4 assists against United in 14 games. It tells you his ratio is excellent against them. Now, do these numbers convince you to go Salah? Or you're thinking, nah, too much of a difficult fixture, and you're not happy because you captained them against Sheffield United and he only gave you 1 point. Let's have a look at the captaincy choice number 2. And I'm going for Cole Palmer. My goodness, game week 31, he finished on 20 points, a hat trick, 3 bonus points. Ridiculous. I'll tell you something. It's a game he's never going to forget. They were losing 3-2 with a couple of minutes left, gets a penalty, scores it to make it 3-3. Then on the last kick of the game, he half volleys it in to the Manchester United goal. It gets a little deflection, but still. Unreal scenes. Now, he's a perfect candidate. Chelsea, 53 goals. They're like the 9th best attack in the league. It's not the best. Normally, you want the top 3, if I'm totally honest with you. But at times, you got to go with the individual. And let's talk about him. Palmer's got 16 goals now. 32% ratio. Like, what can I say? 32% ratio. Normally, 20% up is elite territory. It made me just double take. And like, is that stat correct? When Chelsea score, it's him. He's literally unreal this season. 9 assists as well. Last 5 returns. Let's check this out. 20, 15, 13, 5, 2. 3 double digits, 4 returns from the last 5. It's better than anyone at the moment. He literally is flying. Better than anyone. 177 points. 6.3. He's really buffed that points ratio per match, which is good. He's the 6th best midfielder. Now, next fixture, Sheffield United away. You're most really thinking, right about now, if you pause the video, you're thinking, why is he second choice? Let me tell you some more. Last 3 results against Sheffield United as well, the matchups. Matchups can be important at times. Sometimes they mean nothing, especially if they're too far away. But there are teams you just get, when they play each other, they're either your bogey team or you're a team that you just beat comfortably all the time. So hence why it's good to look at matchups. 2-0 win for Chelsea, 2-0 win for Chelsea, and a 1-2 win. So it's a clean sweep there. Pretty comfortable for Chelsea there. When you add Sheffield United have conceded 80 goals this season, it's the worst defense in the Premier League. They also have the worst home record in the Premier League. They've played 15, won 2, drawn 5, lost 10, conceding 45 goals. They have conceded 3 or more goals 12 times this season. My goodness, Palmer could feast here. And when you add, Palmer's got 9 double-digit returns this season. He's just a machine. When he returns, it's a double digit. So if you captain him, it's a massive haul, honestly. Listening to those stats, does it stack up for you to make Palmer your captain? And last but not least, we're going to look at the 3rd choice for captaincy, and I've gone for Son. Now, as I said, it's very, very tight. Let's have a look at Son's numbers. Spurs, 62 goals. They're the 6th best attack in the league. Not as good as what we really want, but still, like Palmer, it's all about the individual at times. He's got 15 goals, which is 24% of their goal ratio. So he's involved quite a lot. Anything over 20% is reaching elite figures. 8 assists as well, so it buffs up that return ratio. His last 5 returns, like Salah, disappointed this game week, 2 points. But before then, he's got a 10, a 2, 17, and a 7. So it's 3 returns from the last 5, which is okay, and 2 double digits as well. So the whole potential is there. 180 points, we know he's having another great season. 6.7 he's averaging. So all of these 3 players are all above 6 points they're averaging per game, which is beautiful. You want that in your captain. Next fixture. So this is a juicy one for Son. He's got Nottingham Forest at home. Let's have a look at the matchup. So it's a 2-0 win, 3-1 win, and a 2-0 loss. So it's 2-1, so it's pretty even if I'm honest with you. Nottingham Forest have conceded 53 goals this season, which is the 15th best in the Premier League. So not that great defensively. They have the 3rd worst away record in the Premier League. They've played 15, won only 2, drawn 5, lost 9, conceding 30 goals. They have conceded 3 or more goals 7 times this season. Not that good, is it? And when you add Son has 8 double-digit returns, it just tells you that Nottingham Forest's defensive numbers plus Son's explosiveness, he could be the best captain. I did say to you, all 3 are pretty tight. Picking a captain for game week 32 is not going to be easy. Even after going through all of these numbers, it hasn't made it easier. Salah, you've got one of the best FPL assets ever, playing against a poor United team who concede many chances. One of the cons is Ten Hag has frustrated Klopp in the last 2 games. But Salah's motivation and Klopp's motivation, Liverpool's motivation to win the Premier League surely overcomes this, and he gets at least 1 goal contribution. Next up, Palmer. Coming off a hat-trick, he's going to be buzzing. Chelsea's confidence hopefully boosts up, and they've got a gorgeous fixture. Sheffield United, worst team in the Premier League by a distance. Having said that, Chelsea are Jekyll and Hyde. They've won this game, but papered over the cracks. They were poor. really poor, and 2 penalties. So I will say this, you don't know what you're going to get from them. Could easily have a fixture where Palmer's on the peripheral and you don't get nothing. Last but not least is Son. He's the only one out of the 3 candidates that's got a home fixture, and that means something. Also playing a Nottingham Forest team who concede goals. Spurs' last 2 games haven't been incredible, but guess what? At home, they're going to want to keep pushing. They're challenging for that 4th spot. They need to get the wins. And Son is super explosive. I've told you earlier on about his double-digit returns. If he returns, it's more than likely a haul. Now you know why this game week is so tricky, and I wish you good luck on who you go with. I hope you enjoyed the video, but more importantly, I hope you found the video useful. Get in the comments and let me know your transfer plans, whether you're rolling or not. Also, the captains, come on, be honest. Are you locked? It's a difficult one this game week, so I hope the data provided actually helps. Now, before you jump off to your next video, do me a favor. Like, subscribe, share the video. I'm trying to reach my next milestone, which is 500 subscribers. I can only do that with your help, so I really appreciate that. On that note, I'm going to wish you good luck and see you on my next video.